And there's a little things going on in Oklahoma because the state is still seeking to keep $1 million in cash that they found during a marijuana investigation back in 2021, you guys. That's right. When state narcotics agents raided Green World Garden Supply in Oklahoma City back in 2021, they were looking for evidence it was behind a black market marijuana sales. That's right. The company was believed to be a front for a form of organized crime. One agent told the judge in a request for a search, the evidence sought included United States currencies, which may be proceeds from unlawful cultivation. Agents did find cash, more than $1 million, and they also found $21,000 in money orders. They seized it all. The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs Control has been fighting to keep it ever since. The supply company owner, Dow Fang, has been fighting to get it back. In quotes, they are convicted. They are convinced that he's some big kingpin in this Chinese illegal drug operation. A kingpin doesn't live in his ex-girlfriend's spare room and not have a job, Fang's attorney Tom Cummings said last week. Well, I don't know about all that, but okay. In another quote, they say, I understand he's got a business they don't like. He supplies marijuana grows. You could do that. I could do that, but he's Asian, and they have targeted Asians, he says. It's just ridiculous. The forfeiture fight has been playing out for years in Oklahoma County District Court. The next court date for the scheduling of a jury trial is not until August. And also at stake is the civil case of $1,608,937 seized from Fang's accounts at Valiance Bank and $544,611 seized from an account at Chase Bank. Man, that sounds like that's over $2 million right there. Joining Fang in making a claim at the money in Ping Hong, an operator of a number of grows, says in another quotes, Climantis have no answer for how they legally possess millions of dollars, a Narcotics Bureau attorney wrote in court filings. Since Oklahoma passed medical marijuana back in 2018, state and federal agents regularly find stocks of cash at pot businesses suspected of operating illegally. The FBI, for instance, last May found $100,000 in vacuum sealed cash hidden in an attic in a house at a grow near Wetumpka. And the state's narcotics bureau has seized approximately $2.2 million in cash since 2021 during investigations of illegal marijuana businesses, Public Information Officer Mark Woodward said last week. The total includes $1,014,439 seized at Green World Supply in May of 2021. What was unusual about that find was not only the amount, but that the cash was secured. Interesting. In a quote, the currency was located within cardboard boxes, USPS mailing boxes, desk drawers, and plastic shopping bags, a state narcotics agent reported last month. None of the U.S. currency was behind locked doors or within a safe. Dang, now 48, came under investigation after an April 2021 inspection of a Pauls Valley medical marijuana grow that had been licensed only a month. He was listed as an owner. Agents decided the grow must have been operating illegally before getting the license because the plants were too tall. State narcotics agents and Garvin County sheriffs raided the grow on April 30th of 2021 and seized 2,594 pot plants. Those plants were moved to another location and destroyed. Dang was charged in Garvin County District Court with unlawful cultivation of marijuana as a felony, and agents seized his bank accounts after finding out he had deposited more than $18 million at Valiance Bank between November 10th, 2020 and April 30th, 2021. According to court records, a manager at Valiance Bank told the agents the deposits are received as cash up to $900,000 at a time carried into the bank by Fang or an employee inside a cardboard box. A twist in the dispute over the seized funds came when a Garvin County special judge in 2022 threw out Fang's criminal case because of insufficient evidence. His attorneys immediately sought to have the forfeiture proceedings dismissed and the money returned. overturned. They argued Fang had been falsely accused and the basis for forfeiture no longer existed. The Oklahoma County judge overseeing the civil case denied the dismissal motion. A new twist last month came when state agents revealed in search warrants requested that Fang is being investigated again. They allege he and Hong have been involved in another Paulus Valley marijuana grow that was operating illegally. Neither has been charged, however. In quotes, they're just trying to break him, his attorney Cummings said. And Dang had all the money in 2021 because he had been paid for large orders of equipment and materials. The attorney said Hung was the operator of the Paulus Valley grow shut down back in 2021, the attorney said. And in quote, Asians use lots of cash, Cummings also said. Agents in January searching Hung's residence in Edmond and reported seizing multiple drug dealers and $174,449 in cash. Agents in January also searched 2 residents associated with Dang, and they reported seizing $22,676 in cash and a rifle from a home in Moore. The Narcotics Bureau has shut down over 3,000 grows, arrested over 300 individuals, and seized over 1 million pounds of marijuana since 2021 as part of a criminal investigations, according to its latest Facebook post. Agents on Thursday seized approximately 3,800 plants and 600 pounds processed marijuana during a search from a farm in Earlsboro, according to the Post, and many of these investigators determined that grows had used straw owners to get around the state's strict residency requirements to open up. Attorney General Genter Drummond has reportedly blamed Chinese nationals for problems in the state's medical marijuana industry, and in quotes, illegal marijuana grows are responsible for an alarming influx of organized crime in our communities, particularly with Mexican drug cartels and Chinese crime syndicates, Drummond said in September. He says, I have made it a priority to wipe out these illicit operators, he says. Well, these guys are fighting over big dollars, and man, oh man, who is going to come out the victor? Time will tell. And this is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News, but what do y'all think about this?
Dang and Fang, man, they're really like in an awkward situation.
Dang and Fang, I see what you did there.
Dang.
Man.
Dang, it sounds like Fang is hung. That's all I got to say.
Oh, man. Well, it definitely wasn't a hung jury because they were not convicted.
Well, they're just slowly being investigated. You have years to charge. There's no way these guys don't get fed charges in my mind. I mean, my favorite quote is this guy's not a kingpin. He's living in his girlfriend's house in a spare room and has no job. Guess what? When you're depositing $18 million in 2 years into the bank, you don't need a job, okay? I do not care what your LinkedIn title says. You are not down to your last dollar, even if those were other people's money you were playing with. I love the way his lawyer just tries to make him out to be like some loser who's sitting on the couch eating microwave burritos and playing Xbox.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I know tons of trappers that live in their mom's basement. Like, that doesn't mean that they're not doing illegal crime.
So here's what's also really funny, right? On the one hand, this is the quote from his lawyer. It says, they're convinced he's some big kingpin in this Chinese illegal drug operation. A kingpin doesn't live in his ex-girlfriend's spare room and not have a job, says his attorney. I don't know if that's a private attorney you had to pay for, Mr. Jobless, or whether that was one that was appointed to you. But
I'm willing to bet he paid for it. I'm willing to bet he paid for it because it doesn't say court-appointed public defender. It refers to him as an attorney. And
so then here's the next part that totally contradicts it. I understand he's got a business they don't like. Okay, so if he has no job and they have a business they don't like, which is it? Because I don't think you get to have a business with no job. And if you have no job, you don't have a business.
Exactly, Yarrow. I love this article. I found it so hysterically funny. What Yarrow, Rico, you're on mute.
I don't know who is going along this article and not noticing all of the Asian hate going on in it too, but there is like a lot of blame being put on the Chinese community.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Asian hate really exists. I think that's something the woke culture created. Rico, you're on mute. How come we're not? You're on mute, Rico. You got to unmute. There you go.
Gosh.
There you go.
Right, yeah.
Now you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rico.
I was agreeing with you, Mandy. There's a lot of
thinly veiled Asian hatred.
Oh, stop it.
Article.
I'm
But my guess,
thinly at all.
my guess, like you,
It's like
Yarrow,
he's
I have a
pointing the
favorite
finger
quote.
at the entire Chinese community.
Yeah, Asians
You
don't.
did it.
Asians like dealing with a lot of cash. Apparently.
I mean, that is true. That is true. You ever been to a Chinese gambling den?
Hey man, I'm not even gonna touch that. What I'm gonna say here, what I'm gonna say here is, I don't. My guess is that Fang is not a fan of safe banking.
Oh, jeez.
I will venture you are probably correct.
Jeez Louise,
But
Rico.
the good news, guys, is that when they get out of the feds, there'll be some kind of social equity program somewhere, maybe, for them. I don't know.
Hey.
So one thing I did notice, and I think is worth pointing out, and is an unfortunate problem with our criminal justice system, is you can be innocent of crimes you were charged with, and they can still asset forfeiture your money, right? And so the threshold for asset forfeiture does not require a criminal conviction. I wish I didn't know this. I wish I hadn't walked a mile in those shoes. I wish my shoes hadn't gone from gold-plated to moccasins or flip-flops.
Yeah.
But
Hold
this
on.
idea that, hey, I'm innocent, give me my money back, that's just not how it works.
You had the Trump Air Force Ones.
Did you see what I did there? I made the shoes political.
I like that.
I see what you did. That was
what
cute.
you putting down, big boy.
That was real cute. But you know, probably one of my favorite parts in the article is just them saying of how, in agreement with you guys, of how they said that, you know, how can they have this much money? Like, how can they like it's illegal to have money? I don't understand that, how it's illegal to have money. I've never understood that from a law enforcement's perspective, how it's illegal to have money, how they have to prove how they have it. It's not against the law to have money.
You have to prove where you got it from if you're not white,
Rule
Jason.
number one.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Where you got that money
I've had to prove where I got my money from tons of times, bro. So stop the cap. Stop the cap with that. Yeah,
you know,
stop the ridiculousness.
I'm not stopping the cap.
Yeah,
like how many white folks you know get questioned for their homes, their automobiles?
I've been questioned tons of times.
They have, and they get penalized for that. Not too many white folks do.
Tons.
Well,
that's not true.
I mean, statistically, you might be right, but personally, yeah, no, I got.
Yep.
You have to show where your money's come from. It has to be sourced, and that burden is not on the prosecution to prove that you're guilty, because it's a civil proceeding, and so the evidentiary requirements are much lower, and they can, for lack of a better legalese, take your shit.
Oh man.